In my last video, I showed you a bucket full of phantoms and explained why I have a bucket full of phantoms. If you missed that video, I suggest you watch it after this. I also showed you how I've been expanding my display area, and that's what I want to dive deeper into today. I've mentioned in previous videos that before I start another ultimate build or create any more large custom builds, I wanted to get as many of my stock sets out on display first to avoid using parts from those sets and then not having complete sets to put on display. Building those phantoms and having all of this room to display them has really got me in the mood for displaying the old classic Mega Block sets, and surprisingly I'm getting a huge amount of satisfaction from putting these sets together, even though many of them are 8, 9, 10 years old plus. I still think they display well and they give me immense satisfaction seeing them on display all together. Since my last video, I've already started rearranging these shelves or cube units, and I'll no doubt rearrange them several times again, but I figured why not take you guys along for the ride, as I'm sure you'll appreciate seeing what goes in these cubes. As you can see so far, I've mainly got stock sets in here. I do have my mech builds, but aside from that, they're all stock sets, plenty of open spaces. Down this side, I'm trying to focus on the darker UNSC green sets. There's a few more to go in there. I'm saving one space for a rhino if I get one of those to display in there. And I've also got some other smaller sets at home, which I'm currently in the phase of building, so I can fill some more of these cube units up. But as you can see so far, I've got many of the classic UNSC sets. Another thing I've been doing is sets like this one here, where it's small enough to fit 2 in. I've placed 2 in simply so when I do eventually get the perspex on in front of it, you get to see the truck from the front and from the back. So you get to see it from 2 different angles, which I just think is a really nice way to do it. I'm not putting 2 sets of figures in there. It's only the vehicles that I'm duplicating. This one here, the vampire still needs to go up on a stand so I can have it just above the Hornet, because it's not really big enough, that cube, to have them both on the same level. But I think it will look fine once it's up on a stand. I'll show you that at a later date. I don't have all the figures for this set at the moment. I do have them, they're just not to hand. So once I've got them, I'll put the rest of the figures in here. Also, that Hornet doesn't have the stickers on it. I do have another Lights and Sound Hornet that does have complete sticker set. Up here, we've got the Kodiak Siege Cannon. Unfortunately, I don't have one of these with figures, but the actual Kodiak Siege Cannon itself is an absolutely brilliant set. So much fun to build. As we move across, we've got a Mantis. I'm going to do the same here. I do have another complete Mantis at home, which I can build. So I'll build the second one and I'll put it on the actual docking bay. So I think that will look pretty cool. As we move down to the bottom again, these shelves are all going to be rearranged. I think I'm going to get the anniversary floodgate set to go in there. That's the only other flood set that I've got. So I'll put that in one of these cube units. I'm going to build another prowler to go in there, similar to what I did with the green truck. I'll also get another one of these. I have another one, but I just need to get it to hand and build it. Down here, we've got the Flood Hunters Falcon. I've also got some of the Covert Ops Wolverines and other vehicles which I'd like to get in some of these cubes too. So I'll probably mix these cubes around to try and display all of the blue or the Covert Ops collar together. Over here we've got an old school Wraith tank, and then we've got some of the 20th anniversary sets in these cubes here. 20th anniversary character pack. And as we move up, we've got some of the NMPD vehicles. I just need to find the police chief from the police car set. Otherwise, I've got all of the figures there that go with those sets. I just need to find the hammer as well, the gravity hammer for the chieftain. And up here, we've got my custom NMPD pursuit vehicle, as well as the Hornet. And then we've got some of the mechs that I've built so far. I've also been displaying the mechs with the actual custom set that they're built from. So we've got the Hog there. I need to put a Wraith in there, but I just haven't built a second one yet. Back over here, we've got the actual standard chief. I wanted to build one, so we've got one of the actual official sets on display. Then we've got the Frost Chief with the Goliath. And then we've got the most recent one, the Hornet. Over here, we've got a really old set. This was the first set that I ever had, so this absolutely had to go on display. And then slightly higher up, we've got the Rocket Hog versus AA gun, which is again another really old classic great set. So this lot might move around a bit as I bring in more sets. But I also want to show you where the sets are coming from. Over at site B, you can see I've got a number of these plastic storage tubs which are filled with mainly old Mega Bloks sets that I've managed to cobble together from various hauls over the years. I'm not going to go through them all now, that will take far too long. I'll just show you one of the boxes which I believe the covert op sets are in. Excuse the audio, this was pre-recorded at another time. This tub's pretty full and looks like it consists of mainly Arctic sets. So we've got the Arctic Wolverine there. I don't know if that's one or two sets in there, possibly only one. And then the Police Air Support Hornet. Another Arctic Wolverine. UNSC Covert Ops Wolverine. ODST Hawk. UNSC Infinity Armor Bay. UNSC Rocket Hog with the Ghost in there as well. That looks like it might actually be two Rocket Hogs in there. There's quite a lot of parts in that set, so I'm guessing more than one. Another Wolverine. Anti-Armor Cobra. Anti-Armor Cobra. Anti-Armor Cobra. Another UNSC Rocket Hog. Looks like some faded parts on that one. UNSC Gun Goose. Maybe just one or two in there, maybe. The Snowbound Rocket Hog. That's just spares in there by the looks of it. Really old set there. UNSC Hornet, the original Hornet, with instructions. What do we got here? Looks like another UNSC Rocket Hog. And then the Arctic Mongoose versus Snowbound High Base Mongoose, possibly two in there. And then the original UNSC Wombat Recon Drone. Oh, and a couple of Cyclops. And here it is, the Covert Ops Wolverine. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. So this was cobbled together from all the parts I found in that bag, which came from somebody's haul many years ago. It was missing quite a few pieces, but I managed to find every piece aside from one in my parts selection. The only piece it's missing is this little slope piece. There should be another one just here, which is strange because it's just a black slope, but strangely I didn't have a spare. I'm sure I'll get one eventually. When I do, I'll add it to the set. So the only other thing about this one is because it's an old set, you can see the stickers are peeling slightly, which is a shame, but most of the old sets, if they've been applied more than once, the stickers do tend to peel. But even with that, I still think it looks like an absolutely fantastic build. It was really enjoyable to put together as well. I even managed to find the correct figure for it in figure collection too, and I believe that's the correct weapon for it too. So yeah, really pleased with that. I'm looking forward to getting that on display. I did mention earlier that I wanted to get two of as many vehicles as I could on display, and it just so happens down here I have a second one in box. Now this isn't brand new, but it was sold as new but boxed opened, incomplete. I've never opened it. The box was glued back together. It's been on my shelf for years, and this seems like a good opportunity to open it up and see how complete or incomplete it is. So although this is a long retired set and it was sold as incomplete, it's actually quite exciting finally getting to open this and just appreciating the box art. It's a bit of a time warp. It's almost more special to go back and open a long retired set than it is to just pick something up off the shelf or currently available. And it's really nice to just take a moment to appreciate the old style Mega Bloks box art and the way they did things. It's just such a great era and a blast from the past. So let's get this box open and see what's inside of it. Okay, so far this looks like a good start. It looks like most of the bags coming out are sealed, which is great. So whatever we do have should be in absolutely like brand new condition, which will be really, really nice. Looks like the old bag might be opened, but in general it looks like sealed bags. No idea if I've got every bag. I'll know shortly when I try to put it together. And that's it. So that's everything that's in the box. It doesn't look like there was a figure in there, which is a shame, but I do already have a figure and I only want one for display. And it also looks like no instructions in there or stickers. So this is probably going to be a non-stickered version of the Wolverine. And here it is, Wolverine number 2 without stickers. So it was 100% complete. And I've got to say, opening up all those bags with all of these brand new blue marble effect pieces was so satisfying. I really miss the old Mega Bloks color schemes. They're just absolutely stunning, and when all the parts were brand new, it's probably the first time I've put an old Mega Bloks set together for a very long time when the parts were brand new and shiny out the bag. There's an awful lot of black in this build, as you can see from underneath. All of those black pieces, perfectly shiny, no scratches, no missing pieces, no malformed pieces, no badly fitting pieces, which is impressive for Mega Bloks of this year. It went together like a modern set, and it was easily as enjoyable as putting together a modern set. And I also don't feel like it's a bad set without the stickers either. I feel like this set can be displayed with or without the stickers. It's still a really nice vehicle and they look fantastic together. But let's move on. And I also managed to get the ODST Falcon set together, including the Ghost. The Ghost wasn't in the bag, but I've got so many parts for these Ghosts. I managed to find the parts, put one together, including stickers. Again, stickers aren't amazing on the Ghost, but I think they're good enough. Managed to find all of the figures, which I was surprised at. The only issue here, the weapons are correct, but that shield is supposed to be purple. I wasn't aware of that. I've never seen a purple shield, so I'm assuming that's a pretty rare shield because the Jackal shields usually come in blue only. The actual Hawk itself is amazing. It's such a nice build. For an old set, I think this thing looks absolutely awesome. You've got the rockets underneath here. These bits move here. All of the stickers were present on it, aside from there's one sticker on this little slope piece here on the other side. That's missing. That's the only part that was missing. I'll build a better stand for it when I put it on display. But again, looking forward to putting this in with the rest of those blue coloured brick vehicles. And here they are. So as you can see, we've got the Hawk. Looks absolutely fantastic. Really pleased with that. So glad that I've got one of those. Never bought one new. Don't have one in box. It's the only one I've got, but I'm glad to have it, even if it is used. And then down below, we've still got the ODST Flood Hunter Falcon, and then the two Wolverines, which again look pretty cool on display. Really pleased with that. Also, I added the second chopper. Prowler, sorry, over to this display here. And then whilst I was looking for that Prowler, I came across this. So I built that too. I wasn't expecting it to be complete, but it was, and it's the first time I've ever built one of those too. So that was quite enjoyable too. Not the best of builds, a really old set. I'm sure I've got a figure for it somewhere. I just need to dig it out. I think it comes with a red Spartan and a blue Elite. So I'll find that, make sure they're in there ready for next time. So that's it for this update. Hopefully you enjoyed that. And as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and we'll see you next time.